Hello, and this is my COMP-4537 assignment number one, Jose Alfonso Clarito. We've got 8 out of 8 marks in our self-marked rubric. We also have our render.com link over here. We also have our MongoDB Atlas database cluster thing with our Pokemons and our types dynamically scraped from the GitHub repo that was provided to me. We go and see the Pokemons. You can see they're all pretty complex objects. We got our types as well. Anyway, moving on from that, we've got our tests. One for the improper route. So it's prompting us to check the API docs, which is if we go back here, we can see the API docs if we load the actual API doc URL. This my documentation, and you can see it over here as well. Anyway, the interesting part is the Pokemon themselves. So the Pokemon endpoint. This would give us the whole list of Pokemons, and that passes. You can see you can scroll down as much as you want. Then this would limit it to account and after variables. So this would give you two, starting from Metapod to Butterfree over there. I mean, yeah, to Butterfree. Yeah. Then for invalid, like count equals F and after equals G, this would give you some bad request status. You can query for a single Pokemon using their specific IDs. And if it's not found, then it's going to say it's not found. And if it's an invalid parameter, then it's an invalid one. Cast error. Here we can query for a Pokemon's image URL. So if we can verify that using going here. There's the picture of the Pokemon. Um, Going back, if it's an invalid ID like 0, then it would give you an error message. Here you can post a Pokemon to the database, and it was added successfully over here. This one is limited to only 20 characters, so it would prompt us to check our input. It would also not work if you're duplicating it, so we got our code error over there. We can update our Pokemon to HP of 60 over here. You can also validate because this is an invalid HP over here. So it would make us validate that. We can also delete this Pokemon right over here. And it got deleted. Um, we can also delete this ID is not found anymore. That's why it's saying Pokemon not found. Over here we've got our put endpoint again, but this time it's going to upsert, so it's going to create the actual Pokemon again. So it was added successfully once again. Here we can patch actually, so this would just update without posting. So change that to 66. But if it's an ID that's not found, then it would just say Pokemon not found. And that's about it. This is the ThunderClient test over here. We've got our self-mark rubric and our documentation. And that's about it. Thanks for listening, I guess.